Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 33 of the Magic Castles podcast, a Magic the Gathering podcast about Magic the Gathering. I am Tom, aka Fiend with an X, and this is Adam, aka Adam GCB. How are you, Adam?
Hello.
Took me a few times to do that.
Yeah, you got it. We got there. It's fine. Sorry, I'm just reading that Marvel Snap is releasing one card for $100.
Yeah, I saw that pop up just now as well.
What the fuck? Anyway.
Hey, at least our hobby doesn't have cards worth that much.
Yeah, but at least it's digital. Like,
yeah.
At least I can sell my cards on once I cash out, you know?
I don't understand that kind of monetization, but hey, I've spent a lot of money on Fortnite, so I'm not one to talk. Yeah, anyway, Magic, how are you? What have you been up to?
I am good. All I can hear is the birds, by the way.
Yeah, it's the wind and there's birds outside.
Yeah,
it's fine. It's fine. I'll adjust it.
It's all
yeah, like and subscribe. Do all the things. Check out the YouTube channel. Go and watch some of our other stuff.
Yeah, so gameplay. It's been a while since on this. Gameplay episode 4 is out now. That is our second game with the Manasplaining boys. It's a good game. You can tell we are tired on that one. There's a bit where Sam's, cause I was like, I was reviewing it. I was like, oh, actually, yeah, we are a bit low energy. And then Sam's watch like flashes, like his Apple Watch or his Fitbit or whatever flashes up, and it's like 8 o'clock, and I'm like, oh, that's why. Yeah, that checks out. But it's a really, really good game. Really fun game. So
it was a good one. A lot of twists in that one, which is quite fun.
Yeah. So
it had been so long, I'd forgotten about it. So when I was editing it was quite.
Didn't even realize I played Aliboo, but yeah. So that is good. You will not be seeing the third game we recorded because that was a mess. If you think that one was low energy, you should see the third game. So
yeah,
and then that was the last time we recorded 3 games a session for good reason. So
maybe Patreon exclusive down the line. Who knows?
Maybe in the vault.
Just the raw footage.
Just free video feeds simultaneously. So yeah, go give that a watch. It's really fun. And then we're calling them ramble episodes, but it's because we haven't got a name for them. But it's basically our off-topic stuff. So the first episode of that, where we attempt to build the Wandering Minstrel, is live as well. So the content for these videos going forward is going to be we are chatting whilst doing something loosely magic related. So the activity, if you will act as like the vehicle, the foundation for the video, but it won't just be purely about magic all the time. There's also no guarantee that if we start something, we'll finish it. So if you are expecting to see the second half of the Wandering Minstrel video, tough shit. Probably not going to get it. But I think this is experimental. We're just making stuff training area, I guess. So yeah,
I was going to say I like off topic as a name. I like it better than we call them ramble videos, like you said,
it's
or random
off topic.
Videos. But
off topic should be the name that we call them. Yeah. So that's that. And then we didn't record an episode last week, just because we're going through it and we don't owe you anything, honestly. So that's why this was delayed by a week. We'll try and get this out on time, I guess.
Please like and subscribe, though.
Please like and subscribe. We do owe you that, I guess. Yeah, that's true. We owe you something.
Hey, they got a gameplay episode.
They did get a gameplay episode, and they got the off-topic episode. It's all like 1 week. They got like 3 videos, not near enough.
Yeah,
so yeah,
spoiling.
Yeah,
damn.
So enjoy that. We're gonna probably this one's going to be quite short because it's awkward. Like MagicCon happened, and everyone's made 1,000 videos about everything already. So we're not going to take up too much of your time.
They did announce additional MagicCons though, which is pretty cool. So Amsterdam next year.
Amsterdam next year, which is good. Which makes me the conspiracy theory of they booked Barcelona. Barcelona they thought was a bit of a fail, but they already had Amsterdam booked. But off the back of Barcelona, we're not doing another MagicCon in Europe. But then Amsterdam was so good. They were like, shit, we need to do another one in Europe. But we can't because we haven't booked anything for next year. So now this is the ramification of 2024. How do you feel about it being in Amsterdam again?
I'm happy, love it. It's close enough.
Yeah,
it's a nice venue. It's a nice city.
Yeah,
connections are nice.
It's interesting because I was like, oh, I guess you would want to take it on a bit more of a tour.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about it. The US ones, they keep pretty much the same cities. So I'm wondering, it's just like, well, we know what the logistics are like. Yeah. We know what the venues are like. We know all our travel connections and all this kind of stuff and like pricing. And we can block book. And like from a logistics point of view, I guess it makes more sense given that team is not a massive events team, right? Like, to just run the same venues each year and people are happy. I'm happy going to Amsterdam.
Oh yeah.
Part of me was like, oh, could it be somewhere else? But like,
I think it's partly what you were saying earlier as well. Like I don't think they were prepared for this.
No.
And they've had to fall back on, we've got contacts there. We can get it booked there. I think they would want to do around more of a spread out. Cause if you think about the US ones, they're dotted all over America.
Yeah.
So, they're kind of hitting all the, they're getting good coverage. That's why they don't need to move them because they've already got these locations and they cover enough of the ground. I assume, I don't know, I haven't seen them all on a map. But yeah, I do think they would want to spread more. The issue there is, again, it gets further away for the American folks to get to until you get to a certain point.
Yeah, that's true. But like, once you cross the ocean, it's all the same, really.
Yeah, I think it's just like you said, it's just no shit. Call the guys up at Amsterdam again and book that out. Well, they haven't said the venue yet, but it's
I think it has to be the RAI. Just from a capacity point of view, because they're only going to want to go bigger, right?
Yeah.
And they didn't use all of the venue, really, if you think about it, last time. So I think, like, for them, they wouldn't go smaller. I was thinking, like, are they doing the thing where, like, where sometimes, like, events will be, like, it's in London and it's actually, like, southeast, like a suburb or something. I was wondering if they're going to say, like, oh, it's in Amsterdam. It's actually in Rotterdam, but it is actually Rotterdam's a city. You can't just say it's in Amsterdam when it's not. So I would be shocked if it was not in the ROI again.
Yeah.
It was a good venue. It was perfect for that as well. I'd be interested to see, because I would gather they now have a better understanding of, because that's the other thing as well. If you do it in the same venue, you get or say at least the same area, same city, you get a really, really good idea of demand. So now you can go, okay, we know we sold out this quick. We know we can increase ticket price, ticket allocation by XYZ. But yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
I'm glad we're getting another one. I'm glad we're not having. To be honest, it's actually worked out very well for us for me personally not having one this year.
Yeah, I'm not mad about it.
Yeah, I've been pissed. But yeah, and also on the touring side, I know this is weird, but like in gaming, when it comes to like European events, typically they move around a lot because the American team members like traveling on company dollar. So typically you have them like around, so they can go swan around Europe on the boss man's wallet. But yeah, it's cool. Looking forward to that. And I think I would, given that Command Fest in September, that is the only Command Fest we're getting, right?
I mean, we've already had one.
That's true. When was that? Was that February? No, that was last year.
It was last month. Command Fest was last month. You didn't go?
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Oh, shit, yeah.
It was the week after my birthday.
Yeah, okay. Well, one that I can go to.
Okay, yeah, it doesn't count. So yeah, May, September, and then
That's it, right?
This year, yeah.
Yeah, they wouldn't do another one before Christmas. Okay. Cool. Yeah, events are fun. Review panel, we're not going to get into because, like I said, 1,000 people have already made 1 million videos on it. The only thing we can really discuss is the fact that the Titanic can now be your commander.
Yeah.
Which is kind of cool. Well,
see, I thought this was really interesting. As soon as I heard about this, I was like, wow. It's like, this is going to give me so many new deck ideas.
It's like 4 cards. So
there's okay, so there's
should I say the rules change?
Cards.
Should I say the rules change first?
Yes, you should, before I go off on it.
So as of the release of Edge of Eternity's legendary vehicles and spacecraft, which will be a new type with Edge of Eternities, can now be your commander. This is mainly because spacecraft are the 2 headline commanders in the precons. Which is also, is that the first time they've ever done that, where they've had to release this packaging and the packaging features the backup commanders and not the leads?
Yeah, I think so.
They couldn't put spaceships on the front of the commander packaging, or everyone would have just lost their minds.
Well, they're not the main. The spaceships aren't the main commanders.
They are, apparently. The backups are. So the things they showed during the preview panel are the backup commanders.
Really?
Yes.
Are you sure?
That's what multiple people said. That's what Specs said. I trust Specs.
Okay. I trust Specs.
And he was there. He was in the room.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just finding. So
yeah, vehicles and spacecraft. So spacecraft are like vehicles,
yes,
but they
don't crew.
You have to crew like multiple times to reach a number, basically. Like you're charging it up, or yeah.
And then I'm just trying to get the list up. Apologies, everyone. Okay.
I've got a list, but it contains all the Transformers as well.
Yes, that's what I literally did. I was trying to do a better Scryfall search.
There's 38. I think there's 8 Transformer cards, 10 Transformer cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
Do you know, I'm just going to bring up this.
15. Okay, there's 15 cards in this list on technically artifact vehicles, so that is, why can't I do this math in my head? 23. There's 23 vehicles you can have.
So
22 because Balam, I forgot about that.
I don't think this really impacts us as a format yet.
No.
I think currently there actually aren't that many legendary vehicles that are viable. So obviously the Transformers are already viable. This is a lad; it cannot be your commander. And
there's a battle as well.
Yeah, like so, it has to be a standard legendary artifact type vehicle with no other subtypes.
So the main thing is you kind of screwed on your color identity a lot of the time. A lot of these are artifacts, just plain old artifacts, and there are a number of them that do have a color identity, but they weren't made to be commanders, so they have the old magic card, problems.
Which is actually quite interesting because it actually has what you would, because it wasn't designed to be a commander. It actually has like the spirit of old commander, which is like this thing doesn't really work, and you're kind of brute forcing it.
The thing is, with a lot of them, they don't really facilitate a deck, if you know what I mean. They would just kind of be existing alongside a deck.
So let's talk about the ones that we think do. So I think a Seeker's Chariot is a deck, right?
Yeah, 100%.
That is 100% something that you can make where you're spewing out creature tokens. Monogreen can do this really well, and then you are crewing it to attack it to populate. I think that's fine. I think Grond the Gatebreaker was one that made me laugh, but I was like, there's just so few ways of mono black army is funny, but it's so linear. I think would fall off quickly. I'm not looking at any of the mono brown ones because I think that's just basically undoable. It's just like Eldrazi crewless thing sometimes. Right.
There is one that I think would work, which is right at the bottom. Jackdaw could work.
Jackdaw, I think, works well. I think we need to. Why would you do that over a normal? Like there is commanders that do this kind of effect, right? Already.
That's the problem with a lot of these.
Yeah, there's already happening at a lot of these.
Most of these vehicles go in a deck with a commander that does what the vehicle does. So yeah,
Parhelion, I think works. It's massive though, but I think that is the problem with it is it's just quite linear.
Yeah,
like what are you doing? You're just beating down to make angels that beat down more.
And you're ramping up to 8, and then it's another turn until you can actually do the thing.
Yeah, hilariously, I think Titanic's really funny.
I've seen a lot of people talking about it, but the fact that you have to sack it.
Yeah, but I think that's funny because it makes it makes the treasures pay for itself. I guess. Or you just run like reds. Like how many reds? End the turn effects are. They're probably not many. It's a very blue effect. I have seen someone post like rule 0 this and you play blue and you play all the icebergs or like anything that's like an iceberg. It's quite funny. Sky Sovereign, it's just mono brown bolter thing. Like
not great.
Belligerent,
yeah, it can work.
Could work. I just don't know why.
Yeah.
Falcon, you have to sacrifice it to make it work.
Yeah.
Indomitable.
It's just
coastal piracy on a
recon mission.
Yeah, whatever it's recon mission. Last ride could be fun.
Yeah, I was thinking last ride.
Last ride could be fun where you're like mono black greed, like just using your life like aggressively as a resource to get down to the threshold where this thing is actually playable, right? It doesn't die right away. Or you play it as I pay 1, it comes in, dies immediately, I get dies triggers.
It wouldn't because it's a vehicle.
So you'd have to crew it for it to die.
Yeah, that's still fine. I was thinking more as it's more a pay 1 and then you've got a 3 mana draw card in mono black. I was thinking more of that, so it's a life gain card draw type thing. Yeah. And then at the end, you can obviously get under the threshold.
So for me, last ride's probably up there in terms of this is actually an interesting and challenging build. Lunar Whale is just what's the jellyfish equipment?
Reality chip.
Yeah, it's just reality chip.
Yeah.
The other ones are fine.
Prima Vista's fine, I guess, but nothing great. Pridwin is one that I think is solid. Pridwin is very solid.
Yes, and I played against that, and it's a house by it, basically. So I think that's, mono white artifacts as well.
Yeah.
Is very doable.
The car does nothing.
The car does nothing.
Is there colourless landfall? Because that is basically what you'd want, right? That's just a landfall deck. This is Adam who doesn't know Universes Beyond cards, so he's just checking the regalia.
Yeah, sorry. No, I don't. There's probably some Eldrazi that cares. No, I don't think there are, because the whole point is they don't like mana. I don't know, probably not.
Yeah.
Valor's flagship is hilarious because you can't cycle it. And that's
so Weatherlight is the one I was thinking. I think Weatherlight could work.
Because it's just artifacts.
It's just digging for artifacts. I think that works. I don't know why there's better ways of doing it, but if you wanted a Weatherlight deck, a Weatherlight completed doesn't really work because colourless aristocrats, I don't know. I guess it could.
No, it could work with like
you do
KCI
the little Eldrazi Scions and stuff.
Scions and like the parcel mirrors, like the guys that come in and you can sack them for benefits, or when they die you get benefits. You could just like scrap trawler stuff. I think that could work, but for me, I think like the one that is the most interesting that is the last ride, or maybe the Titanic. I think the last ride is.
Yeah, last ride's definitely the most interesting one.
The most interesting in that's just because it's 1 mana, that already puts you on like this actually is probably quite powerful from a effects point of view.
I think if that had start your engines, it would make it more interesting, maybe. As like a 1 mana start your engines
Well,
type, and then you do
mono
black.
payoff be?
Yeah, it would need maybe it's pay 2 life, draw 2 cards or something. Or I don't know.
I think it's sort of fairly interesting because the other thing as well is you use your life aggressively as a resource to get there, and then do you actually end up Voltroning, or do you just do mono black stuff? You're probably just doing mono black stuff, right?
Mono black, like life loss, life gain.
Yeah, and then if you need it and it's late, you have a beater that you can get in with.
I'm just dreaming here. I'm just like, if that had a start your engines thing, I'd be all over it.
Where would you be? The other thing as well, though, is like, where would you be? When would you be happy turning this into a creature? Probably when it's like a 7/7.
Yeah.
So you would have to have 5-6 life to be like, okay, I'm okay making this guy a car.
So do you play this with all the is it necromancer effects? What are they called? You know, the ones that mean you don't die when you're at 0 life. Do you play it with all those?
I mean, I think you maybe. I think you might have to.
Actually, I might have to look into this now. I think I've got an idea. Because there's about 6 or 7 of those. There's a lot now, I know.
Yeah, maybe there's something like Platinum Angel type. Like get myself down to 1, and then Tree Redemption. Was it Tree Redemption?
Yeah.
That
Perditions?
Yeah, the black one, whatever the black one. And then put them down to 1 instead and whatnot. But yeah. But cool.
Yeah, interesting. Excited to see what we get in Edge of Eternities though.
Yeah, so it's 2 precons.
Yeah.
One is Jeskai Proliferate.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited about that.
And the other is John Landfall. But Landfall's like a core mechanic in this set. They've said that. So like the Carvu stuff is landfall, and that's going to be this is a landfall set, so I should be very excited, but it's not because it's space. So I'm immediately just like, yeah, fine.
I love that. So the station mechanic, it's counters as well, which is nice. So that's why the Proliferate comes in.
And what does station do? I legitimately do not.
So vehicles have station like 8, and you have to if you can tap one creature and you add its power on encounters, and once it gets the number of counters, it becomes a creature.
Okay. So
you can proliferate the station counters.
That's cool.
It's pretty cool.
That seems cool. Yeah, this year's been weird for me for Magic. Spider-Man has to doing a lot of heavy lifting for me at the end of this year. Like I've not been super passionate about anything that's come out. But that's fine. Like, you know, I think the stuff they showed on preview, I didn't look at it too much, but like Lorwyn, Eclipse, Strixhaven, cool. 2,
Electric Boogaloo, and
then what else was there? There's Avatar stuff. But I think did they not show the full resets?
I haven't seen it. No.
Hold the line caller.
No, I'm pretty sure they didn't. That would have been everywhere if we'd seen it.
I'm pretty sure it was just Lorwyn and Strixhaven, right?
Yeah, they showed Edge of Eternities, then Lorwyn. Lorwyn, Strixhaven. They did show an Avatar card off, but it basically had a bunch of mechanics on it that didn't have any explanation. So
Lorwyn is Q1, Strixhaven is Q2, and Capstone is Q3. The fuck does Capstone mean?
That's just a code name, isn't it?
Yes.
Just an internal code name.
Okay. It is basically meant to be a March of the Machine, like the end of a massive storyline, so it's capping off the rest. So whatever the storyline is throughout, I guess, Edge of Eternities, Lorwyn and Strixhaven, and it's going to be that, and Avatar and Spider-Man.
Ang and Peter Parker were there too.
What are you doing here? It's going to be interesting. Cool. My dog is outside. Why? Anyway, sorry. If she's breaking my gate, which she has a really, really good habit of doing. 1 second. Sometimes I shout at her from here. She gets confused. Right. So, quickly, before this dog takes over the podcast, let's move over to the Sicko Zone Hall of Fame. If you watched the off-topic video from last week, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
ago.
ago.
Know what this is. This
is... We discovered this live. It's great. It's Doomgate. So 4 and 3 Golgari hybrid mana for a 10/10 creature elemental with trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to that creature's toughness. So I forgot about this. I had this because I had the dual decks. Is it in Golgari? So I've seen this and you've experienced Doomgate in person.
Yeah, wow. I've at some point owned at least one Doomgate. I'm pretty sure I never played it because it's a lot.
Oh yeah, it is
an effect that is fine. So this is purely for art and name. Effect is fine. Actual card itself is whatever.
Yeah, it's just the name really caught us off guard. We were looking through elementals for the minstrel deck, and it's just popped up. Honestly, the art is sick as hell.
It's just a big mouth.
Yeah, it's real cool. Dave Allsop. Damn, he's done some bangers.
I'm going to be honest, though, I think it's quite low.
Yeah, it's quite low. I picked this because I received a message about 35 minutes ago telling me I was on Sicko, so...
That's true. If you've not worked out by the general energy of this episode, this has been thrown together very last minute.
Dave Allsop did Murderous Redcap, which is one of my favourite cards. The art, I mean.
Yeah.
Absolutely incredible. It's low, I know.
It might be very low.
How low are we thinking? Hey, I'll take the new lowest if you want to give me the new lowest.
I don't think it's the lowest. I don't think it's Panglacial Worm low. That is pretty fucked up, though.
Do you want to know something really funny? I almost put Lily Bowen in the Final Fantasy X pre-con yesterday.
Because it's fine. It's an okay card.
Got like 3 copies of it.
Yeah.
I call it Doomgape.
It's either one above or one below Lily Bowen.
I'll go one below. I'll let you have this one.
Sick. Finally climbing up the charts after a year and a half. Cool. I can't be bothered to write that. There we go. Doomgate, new 39. Purely by name. It's funny, but do you know what though? I actually think that proves that this little exercise is getting like better, and like we're power creeping it. Like the depth that you need to actually have like quite a high ranking Sicko is now like you can't just show up with, with something that is not hitting kind of like the multiple pillars of like art, name, mechanics, history, all this kind of stuff. So that's cool.
I think that's really like we found what it means to be in the Sicko Zone. We found what the top 10 is,
Yeah. Or unless you can make us laugh with like a sub name like Piss Guzzler or Naked Bog Witch. That will also get you extra points. Cool. So that's number 39. It's so low down. I'm not even going to read out the ones that are above it. You all know what they are. Or if you don't, you should have looked at the screen whilst I was sharing it.
You should have a look.
We should probably do a little sign-off quickly.
Yeah.
So, did I check these numbers? No, I didn't. I'm lying to you. I'm sorry. Why did I do that? Did you know 45% of you are not subscribed? That's fucked up. Actually, it's way lower. I know it's not 45%. That's let's say 75% of you are not subscribed. That's fucked up. It makes me sad.
Mate.
Please drop us a like, a comment, and a sub. It really helps us out. It tells YouTube that you like this and want to see and hear more of us. Like we said at the top of the episode, please go and watch episode 4 of the Magic Castles Play Commander, where a bunch of Magic Castles play Commander. Those are easily our best videos.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of effort goes into those. We are shooting another one this weekend.
We are, yeah.
Exciting.
Also, while I've got you all here, please go and follow us on TikTok if you don't, because we are 4 away from 1K.
Yeah, I checked it this morning. I was like, ooh.
Get in there.
Again, could just smell it.
Yeah.
But it's like starting to annoy me that it hasn't gone over yet. Cool. Tom, where can people find you?
You can find me at overfiend with an X. Just put overfiendwithanx.com into your browser and you'll find all of my links. They're all there. Or you can find me playing Beyblade at your local Beyblade Emporium. How about you?
You can find me at adamgcb.wtf on Blue Sky. I bought that domain. Please make it worth it. Cool. This has been episode 33 of the Magic Castles podcast. We will see you next time. Bye.